Hey everyone, welcome to another video. I am Mike B, and today we're going to be talking about something that I've been seeing a lot in the comments, which we get a lot of ideas from you guys, so thanks a lot for the ideas, but just things I need to address or want to address rather. And a lot of the comments are from older guys. I'm not bitching about your age, I'm just saying you guys are older and you're suggesting that gun shows and local gun stores, but I'm going to be talking about gun shows in this video, are the best place to get deals on military surplus firearms and other stuff. It's not anymore. You can stop watching right now if you want to just get the short answer, because it's not. I'm going to explain why that is, and why I stopped going to gun shows. I stopped going to them a few years ago. I don't remember exactly how long, it was a couple years, 4 or 5 years, something like that. And I haven't been to one since, and I'm glad, because everything I've heard from friends and stuff has just been horror stories and about what I saw, and it's not getting any better, it's getting worse. So I'll start out with kind of a history for you younger guys that don't remember. I caught the very tail end of a life without the internet, without cell phones, without anything like that. And I caught the tail end of good gun shows and the tail end of decent prices on military surplus. Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those people that caught the very tail end, know what it's like, and kind of miss aspects about it. But I also know that the past isn't coming back. Things change. I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, we're going to bring the 90s prices back. Nah, I understand that's not going to happen. Anyway, let's get into it. I just wrote down a few bullet points, so if I'm looking down, I'm just looking at my notes to kind of stay on topic. It's for you, more for, me. I don't mind just sitting here rambling like for 18 hours straight. I could probably ramble about stupid shit. But I kind of want to keep this short and to the point for you guys. So we'll start with number one. Is back in the day, there were good deals on tons of stuff at gun shows. My dad started bringing me to gun shows when I was a kid in the mid 90s, and I didn't know most of the shit that happened there. I wanted a cap gun, and then it's like 50 cents you get a cap gun there, and then another 50 cents you get like a huge box of caps, and man, did I terrorize the shit out of the neighbor kids at that. But that's what I got at gun shows. And I do remember though, like seeing, I just didn't know what they were at the time, but I saw the images in my mind of frickin', it was post 94 band, so there was SKSs, there was just anything you could think of, just tables of this stuff, ammo, helmets, you name it. And I wasn't really into that stuff at first, like the first couple times I went to gun shows, and then I started getting into that stuff in the late 90s. If you didn't watch my, how I got into this stuff video about helmets and why I collect them and all that stuff. I got into this stuff in the late 90s when I was like 7 or 8 years old. And so number two I'm going to talk about is the internet early days, so the late 90s through, we'll say, the mid 2000s, okay? It took old timers a lot longer than younger people to kind of grasp the concept of the internet and pricing, and even there weren't a lot of appraisal pricing websites. Gunbroker didn't come out till, God, it did get popular for a long time. So there weren't really a lot of places to compare online what things were going for, and then forums started taking off and whatnot. But there were still mostly good deals. It was still the heyday, especially when the assault weapons ban expired in 2004. It started. There was AR-15s. It was just awesome. You could get anything you wanted. Of course, I didn't have enough money. I had to work my balls off to get stuff when I was 11, 12 years old, and stuff like that. And then 2004, I was 14. So the prices were still good then, but I still couldn't legally work, so I was just kind of doing odd jobs for cash. But anyway, so the third point is haggling was also possible, and trades could be made a lot easier. You could haggle down as long as you weren't being a disrespectful asshole and offering like 50%. You'd be like, well, because I remember when I bought, my dad bought the Canadian Long Branch #4 Mark I Star that I have, and I've had for a long time. I hunted a lot of deer with it. That's why I got it. The guy was asking $2 1/4 for it. And my saved up dollar amount was $200 that I had saved up and I had in cash. And so my dad talked to him and said, hey, he's been working for, like 4 months doing odd jobs and shit, saved up $200. Would it be possible to do 2? And the guy's like, yeah, we can do that. That's not a problem. So $200, bam, I got my first deer rifle. I've killed a lot of deer with that thing. I think it's an awesome rifle. And still have it. I'll never get rid of it. It was just a no-brainer. It was like, it wasn't, I know what I got, the modern shit that's also in the comments a lot. So number 4 to go with that is tables were filled with, guns, obviously, but with surplus ammo and commercial ammo, magazines, you name it, magazines were frickin' everywhere, especially after the assault weapons ban ended. And non-firearm related military surplus like helmets, camouflage, belts, equipment, you name it. All that sort of stuff. Flares, smoke grenades, things like that. It was just awesome. It was really cool. And I noticed, again, the tipping point, I'll bring it up again, was 2012. It really was. After Sandy Hook and the gun community became their own worst enemy. Obama had Obama had about 10% to blame in the administration at that point. Gun owners and their fucking ridiculous reaction had about 90% to blame for the entire thing going just tits up. But anyway, it's really started getting stupid. And this is about the time where Gun Broker was really popular. You could get a lot more information online on gun forums. So all these things were a perfect storm. And shit started getting really stupid at gun shows. It started to get less affordable in 2008 to 2011, also because, Obama's going to take my guns, but it wasn't as like fervent and ridiculous as it was after Sandy Hook in 2012. So 2012 and 2013, this was definitely the turning point and the tipping point for things at gun shows starting to go awry. Everyone knows what they have now. That's a big issue because everybody went online and was like, I'm going to get top dollar because people cashed out during that fucking panic buying. So I'm going to make sure I never miss an opportunity again. Everyone thinks they have a super rare piece that's worth 10 times what it actually is. I know what I got started being said a lot more that I heard. And I actually had an old guy say that to me because I was like, you sure you didn't add an extra zero or an extra digit on that price there? Oh, I know what I got. And I'm like, obviously you fucking don't. And I walked away. I was just having one of those days. And it's a wonder why a lot of people don't like me. Anyway, so I was like, obviously you fucking don't. And walked away. And then my friends started laughing and shit. The guy didn't say anything. But what pissed me off about that is that was the same gun show where the last one I went to about 4 or 5 years ago. This is a quick little story. I watched a guy, and this is when PU snipers, that last big batch of them came in like 2014 or 15, somewhere around there, and they were on sale or on the primary market until about 2015. And I actually bought one because I had traded my other one for an M1 carbine, et cetera, et cetera. God, I gotta stay on the fucking topic. Anyway, I literally watched a guy that was selling one of the like $500 variants. It was like a 43 or 44 Shevsk PU sniper. Just nothing special about it. I mean, it's a cool rifle, but they were like $500 at the time. He had on there, what did he have on there? I wrote this down. Yeah, $1,400. And because he posted a picture, or it puts a picture, it was like on this nice little stand that he made or something. And he posted a picture of Vasily Zaitsev, right? And then Enemy at the Gates, of Vasily holding a fucking PEM, right? And then he's got the PU sitting there, and he's like, this is the rifle that Vasily Zaitsev used, not the exact one. And there was people looking at it. I'm like, I told him, I'm like, why is the scope in the picture different than the rifle? He's like, it's not. I was like, okay, man. I literally laughed and walked away. My friend's like, what? And I'm like, I told him, I was like, that guy's, he's fucking out of his mind. Like nowadays, he could probably get $1,400 for that because those things went up in price. Glad I got one when I did. But I couldn't believe that, and they were going for $500 that people didn't know, and I'm sure somebody bought it because they didn't know how to look online. Anyway, I also number 8 on my little bullet point list is I've heard people blatantly lying to inexperienced people about different ammo and surplus rifles or surplus firearms in general. I'm not picking my nose. There's something in there that's floating around itching. I don't know if it's a little hair or something. So I'm just trying to get out of the way so it stops tickling me so I don't end up sneezing. Anyway, I literally listened to a guy tell somebody I don't remember the exact details, but it was some kind of just like Mauser or some shit, or maybe it was a Mauser, some common rifle. Ended up fucking this kid hard and his dad. I mean, really hard. And I was gonna say something, but I'm like, you know what? That kid needs to learn when he goes home and says, "How did I do?" Online, and people say, "Oh wow, you got destroyed." He's gonna have to learn. He's gonna have to feel bad, like I did when I got screwed over bad. And I told my friend, I'm like, I'm never going to another fucking gun show again. This is it. It was so preposterous, and it was a guy that I frequented. I knew he was at every freaking gun show. I'm not going to call him out because he actually owns a business, and anyway, it was fucked up. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. So I'm not going to gun shows anymore and paying money for that. So I've also heard the same results from friends recently. People just, I know what I got. There's no, you might as well just shop online for fuck's sake. Or I'll make another video about local gun shops and how that's changed as well. It's changed in a different way, but the internet's still a big factor. And so here's the thing is I'm going to close this with is while there still probably are deals, and I know I already have probably before you even got to this point in the video, you're already probably typing, I just got a deal last month at this gun show and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm not saying there's no deals left. I'm saying it's so few and far between, it's not worth the entry fee for me. It's a waste of money just to get in there and go look at a bunch of overpriced bullshit and not be able to buy anything or trade and then walk out having spent $10 to look at a bunch of shit that I could have looked at online, not having to pay an extra $10. So that's kind of my whole thing. Sure, you could get deals, but I'm just not willing to roll the dice anymore when I know where to look online now, and it's just not worth it to me anymore. Your mileage may vary. If you're newer, gun shows are a cool experience just to look at it, but you might get sick of them too for the same reason. So that's all I've got for this one. Hopefully this stayed below 15, 20 minutes. I know I can rant a lot, but yeah, it's just not my thing anymore. Probably never will be unless shit goes back to the way it was, which again, there's like a 0% chance of that because I understand how things change. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. If you made it this far, comment with chocolate chip. Just so you say, I made it this far, chocolate chip. So I know if you're not just getting used to saying I made it this far. A little keyword there. Anyway, chocolate chip, and then yeah, we'll do the support thing. If you're new to the channel, or even if you're not, if you want to support my work financially, allow me to get cool things, different camouflage items to wear in these things. I know it's a personal thing. I basically can fund the YouTube channel out of pocket. I have been for years. I had been for years. And I can only do a certain amount of content that's limited based on what I can put in out of pocket. Now, crowdfunding allows me to expand and do content that I really want to do and that I've been doing this year has been awesome for crowdfunding. So thank you to all my supporters on Patreon and on YouTube channels, YouTube channel memberships. Ballistic tests, helmet ballistic tests. I'm going to start doing body armor, getting to the range, doing range videos with ammo being super expensive. Getting new firearms to teach you about, helmets, just doing history videos like the Korean War series and all that stuff. I'm going to be requiring a lot of props to teach you guys with tangible items. So 2 ways to support the channel financially are Patreon, the link to that is in the description, or becoming a YouTube channel member by hitting the join button below. $5 a month or more on either support platform gets you into my Discord server, which is really cool. We have a really good time in there. A lot of information's exchanged. I have a great time. I've actually been learning stuff too. It's pretty interesting. So if you can't support the channel financially, I totally get that. You watching is supporting it. And also when you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video out if you think it's good information or just kind of fun to watch or whatever. That's a great way to support the channel as well. So anyway you want to do that, I really appreciate it. And most of all, I just appreciate you watching. So let me know what you think about your gun show experiences. How far off I am. This is up in my area, up in the upper Midwest, but I've heard from all over the country similar results. I don't know. You be the judge. Let me know, and we'll see you on the next video.